Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chandra Baba Girivaradhari Gopi Chandra Baba Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chandra Ballabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading today from the Srimad-bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, text number 53. Chapter is called Matsya, the Lord's Fish Incarnation. Okay, so it's chant the Sanskrit here. Twang tamahang deva varang varenyang prapaja ishang patibodhanaya chindyarta Chindyarta Dipayar Bhagavan Vachovir Grantin Hridayan Vivrinu Swam Okaha Twang Twang Ahang Deva Varang Varenyang Prapaja Ishang Pratibodhanaya Chindyarta Dipayar Bhagavan Vachovir Grantin Hridayan Vivrinu Swam Okaha Twang Twang Ahang Deva Varang Varenyang Prapaja Ishang Pratibodhanaya Chindyarta Dipaya Bhagavan Vachovir Grantin Hridayan Vivrinu Swam Okaha Twang Twang Ahang Deva Varang Varenyang Prapaja Ishang Pratibodhanaya Chindyarta Dipaya Bhagavan Vachovir Grantin Hridayan Vivrinu Swam Okaha Twang Twang Ahang Deva Varang Varenyang No, he's Prapaja Ishang Pratibodhanaya Chindyarta Dipaya Bhagavan Vachovir Grantin Hridayan Vivrinu Swam Okaha Your turn. Twang Twang Ahang Deva Varang Varenyang Prapaja Ishang Pratibodhanaya Chindyarta Dipaya Bhagavan Vachovir Rantin Hridayas was Okaha. Word for word synonyms. Tvam, how exalted you are. Tvam, unto you. Aham, myself. Deva Varam, worshipped by the demigods. Varenyam, the supreme controller. No, I'm sorry, the greatest of all. Papaje, fully surrendering. Isham, unto the supreme controller. Pratibodhanaya, for understanding the real purpose of life. Shindi, cut off. Artadipai, by the light of purposeful instruction. Bhagavan, O Supreme Lord, Vachobi, by your words. Quentin, knots. Hridayan, mixed within the core of the heart. Vivrinu, kindly explain. Swam Okaha, Swam Okaha, my destination in life. Translation. This is still King Satyavrata praying to the Lord. O Supreme Lord, for self-realization I surrender unto you, who are worshipped by the demigods as the supreme controller of everything. By your instructions, exposing life's purpose, kindly cut the knot from the core of my heart and let me know the destination of my life. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Sometimes it is argued that people do not know who is a spiritual master, and that finding a spiritual master from whom to get enlightenment in regard to the destination of life is very difficult. To answer all these questions, King Satyavrata shows us the way to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the real spiritual master. The Supreme Lord has given full directions in the Bhagavad about how to deal with everything in this material world and how to return home back to Godhead. Therefore, one should not be misled by so-called gurus who are rascals and fools. Rather, one should directly see the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the guru or instructor. It is difficult, however, to understand Bhagavad Gita without the help of the guru. Therefore, the Guru appears in the Parampara system. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 34, the Supreme Personality of Godhead recommends Tadvidi Panipatrena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanang Jnaninas Tattvadarshanaha. Quote, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. End quote. Lord Krishna directly instructed Arjuna. Arjuna is therefore Tattvadarshi or Guru. Arjuna accepted the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parang Brahma, Parang Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramang Bhavan. Similarly, following in the footsteps of Sri Arjuna, who is a personal devotee of the Lord, one should accept the supremacy of Lord Krishna as supported by Vyas, Devala, Asita, Narada, and later by the Acharyas Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka, and Vishnu Swami, and still later by the greatest Acharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where then is the difficulty in finding a guru? If one is sincere, he can find the guru and learn everything. One should take lessons from the guru and find out the goal of life. Maharaj Satyavrata therefore shows us the way of the Mahajana, Mahajano Yena Kata Sapanta. One should surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dasha Avatar, and learn from him about the spiritual world and the goal of life. Om Ajnana Shagina Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So King Satyavrata, he himself is directly a disciple of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. But for the benefit of the rest of us, the people in general, he's asking, and he's making certain statements in his prayers to the Lord. And he's understanding clearly that people in general may have some difficulty understanding Okay, who is guru? And so so here so here Srila Prabhupada is is saying that actually if one is sincere, uh, to come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master is actually not difficult. Because if Krishna is in our heart and he knows that he knows if we are sincere or not. If we are looking for some, if we are looking for what do you call them? Something. Srila says, don't accept a guru like a pet. Pet means a pet guru. Oh my, for example, oh my guru, he can he can do magic with his hands, so he's my special guru. Don't. The guru is not for that purpose. Or my guru was able to uh, not eat anything for 60 days, and he still remains strong. You know, someone might say like that, thinking that this is the qualification of a guru. Or my guru says that the purpose of life is as we were reading the verse the other day, the purpose of life is to enjoy as much sense gratification as possible, so that because God will want us to be very happy, and this is the guru saying, to please God, you should engage in all kinds of sense gratification, and then you'll be happy, and God will be happy with you. Just like someone may say, "Oh, I like this religion or I like that religion because they let me enjoy my senses the way I want to enjoy them. My religion allows this." But if someone actually sincerely wants to understand what is the purpose of life, then Krishna within the heart of that person will direct them to find a bona fide guru. And a bona fide guru is not, he cannot just say that, uh, I have not received this. Not he will not say that I have not received this knowledge from others. I'm giving you, I'm teaching you everything from what I know, not from what I've received from some higher authority. You know, he will. Just like Srila Prabhupada, he gave us, especially to those Western devotees, he gave us so much knowledge that we never have heard about before. But Srila Prabhupada himself many times said, I am not teaching you anything new. This is nothing new. He say, I'm simply repeating, I'm simply repeating the words and instructions that my spiritual master gave me. And my spiritual master, he has received the words and the instructions from his spiritual master, and so on, in a line of disciplic succession. Now, it does sometimes happen that the great acharyas, the great acharyas, they may we may not understand exactly why they're doing what they're doing, but ultimately, well, I'll have to explain it. So sometimes the great acharyas um, uh, may make certain adjustments in handing this knowledge down. For example, about for example, in the Vedic scriptures, there is some sacrifice that one might perform, a sacrifice to goddess Kali. Because goddess, in this sacrifice, the sacrifice was meant for people who were basically addicted to eating meat. So they performed this sacrifice to the goddess Kali that allowed them to minimize their karma by eating meat. So, and in this particular sacrifice, one would take a certain animal, maybe a goat or a chicken, and perform the ritual and kill this kill this animal in front of the deity of the goddess Kali. And the part of the ritual, before you killed the animal, you had to say to the animal, I'm sure it was in Sanskrit, but basically, I'm killing you now, about to kill you now in front of the goddess Kali, but I know that in my next lifetime, you're going to come back as a human and you're going to kill me in the same way. But as things happen in the material world, people forget the rules and regulations and the reason for the rules and regulations, and they simply go for the sense gratification. So what actually happened over time was that people in general, everyone, was to sacrifice any animal at any time, any daytime, day or night, uh, and they would sacrifice this animal, and the whole society was becoming degraded by because of animal slaughter, and killing the animal in front of the goddess Kali, but killing this whole society. The whole society was started engaged in these low class activities. So, um, the society was becoming, just like Krishna comes or sends his representative to rectify the irreligious activities. So when the society started becoming very degraded, then that is when Lord Buddha appeared. So Lord Buddha appeared to his real purpose for appearing was to convince people to stop slaughtering the animals like this, and to follow his own teachings. And when Buddha tried to tell people this slaughtering of animals was not good, they would say, well, the Vedas say that we can do it. We're following the Vedas. Uh, so Lord Buddha, seeing the situation, he convinced the people, okay, then I don't believe in these Vedas. You just reject these Vedas, but just follow my nonviolent movement. So Lord Buddha had said like that. So he got many followers, and they at the time they were giving up animal slaughter, and that was good. It was better than what was happening before. But there was a problem, and the problem was that he also rejected the Vedas. He basically taught a kind of atheism. So, in due course of time, the Lord, actually Lord Shiva, was sent to take the position, appear as a Sankaracharya. So Sankaracharya, is, like I said, he's actually Lord Shiva, who was actually a great devotee of the Lord. But his particular function was to present the Vedas, but present them in a little bit twisted way that was something similar to Buddhism, but again accepting the Vedas. and he was in his teaching was very prominent for a long time. So then later on, other acharyas like Ramanujacharya, he developed a philosophy which accepted the Vedas, but with a little more understanding of a little bit more of the personal understanding. And it still was not perfect, but it was another step. So it was still, but all these acharyas understood the ultimate goal was to bring back the Vedas and to so people in general could have the true understanding of the Vedas. So, and then in due course of time, Madhvacharya came, and he taught this philosophy. It was called Dvaita. Dvaita means there's God and there's a living entity, and they're both there, but they are completely there's no similarity. There's God and there's living entity. There's no Madhvacharya emphasized that there's the personality of Godhead exists. He's a God, and there's also the living entity, us, but that there was no similarity at all between the two. That's why he called it. That's why you see Madhvacharya like this. You see sometimes it's posed like this. This means dualism. Living entity, God. Dvaita. And gradually, in due course of time, Lord Chaitanya came, and he basically defeated in argument all these different acharyas. Defeated them. All the followers of Madhvacharya, the followers of Ramanujacharya. He convinced them according to the same Vedas, but he convinced them the actual truth. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. This was Lord Chaitanya's perfection. And of course, we are following in that line after Lord Chaitanya. So what our acharyas since then, including Srila Prabhupada, have taught was Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, simultaneously one with and different from God. And that philosophy is perfect because if first of all, there has to be a difference between God and the living entity. Otherwise, there's no devotional service. There cannot be devotional service if there's not two. So we cannot serve God unless we're separate from God. No, this. Now I'm talking about the Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. Yeah. So you have because the living entity is separate from God, then the living entity is of course dependent on God, and therefore he naturally engages in devotional service to God.
То есть вот эта вот философия Бхагавата, она является совершенной, поскольку она говорит о том, что существует Бог, существует живое существо, которое отделено от него, и есть среднее служение, при помощи которого не могут соединиться.
And at the same time, there is some similarity. Similarity means that God is eternal, I am eternal, God is full of knowledge, and have that knowledge, and God is always blissful, and I, the living entity, also have that tendency in my pure state.
И также между ними существует вот это вот определенная схожесть, похожесть такая называется. Вот, что Бог вечный, и существо вечное, Бог обладает знанием Бога, и существо обладает знанием Бога. Бог пребывает в блаженстве, и живое существо также должно быть блаженстве, пребывать в блаженстве.
So, of course, the this knowledge we're stating earlier in the class. This knowledge has come down through the Vedas, through the Parampara system, and the original knowledge that Lord Krishna gave after all these adjustments is back to us again as a pure Achintya Veda Veda Tattva conclusion.
И как мы говорили в начале лекции, что это знание, оно создавалось в ученической крестности, и также изначально то, что Кришна дал это все веда, то есть оно, это знание, это заключение на основе мира,
And so we have in modern times we have the final conclusion coming through the disciplic succession. And if one is sincerely looking for what is the truth, then Krishna will bring him in contact with bona fide spiritual master who can actually give him the real truth. And if the proof, the proof that we are following the actual path is that by practicing it, we start to become Krishna conscious. And just like in the material sciences, you have a theory, you have experiment, and then you come to some conclusion that this proves your theory. So in the same way, we have the science of Bhakti Yoga. And in the science of Bhakti Yoga, anyone who follows the procedure, sadhana bhakti, anyone who follows the procedure with the right attitude will realize the end result of the experiment. We're trying it, and we by scientific knowledge, of spiritual knowledge, we come to the conclusion that 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 we become Krishna conscious.
И тот, кто следует этому пути саданабхакти и делает это в правильном направлении, то как результат этого эксперимента будет то, что он знает, куда идет сознание Кришны.
Anyway, these are a couple of points. Are there questions? Yes.
How Lord Buddha convinced people to stop killing animals, because people kill animals many years, and how it's possible. Some one person said don't kill them, they stop. И так Господу Будде удалось переубедить людей остановить это убийство, это немного времени. Он убивает,
In detail, how he convinced them, I cannot say, but he was he's an incarnation of the Lord, so he was empowered to convince people in this way.
Я не могу рассказать детально, как он это сделал, но Господь Будда это инкарнация самого Бога, и поэтому он был наделен этим могуществом способа цели, поэтому он
The people were killing animals because they said, because the Vedas say this is how it's done, this is right, so we're going to follow what the Vedas say. But of course, Lord Buddha was acting as as a big atheist, because he's saying, I don't accept God, I don't accept the Vedas, and I'm, he had the potency to convince people, okay, you reject the Vedas, you reject the Vedas, you reject God, I don't believe in God, just follow me, I'll teach you a very nice lifestyle. Okay, so that's basically what he did. He convinced them in that way. All these acharyas were empowered. Sankaracharya took the same Vedas, and what the acharyas did, like Sankaracharya and each, what they did, if you look through even through Bhagavad Gita, you look at it, and there's some verses that can indicate something, the absolute truth is a little bit impersonal, the absolute truth is this, the absolute truth is that. If you take one out, you take some part of that and give big commentaries convincing people of that, you're not changing the Vedas, you're just really emphasizing some portion of it. So each one of them taught, they emphasized different parts of the Vedic knowledge. So each one of these acharyas, they emphasized a certain part of the Vedas to gradually guide the people in general away from, first away from the Vedas, because it led them to all this animal slaughter, and then then gradually into the Vedas, then different, emphasizing different um, aspects of the Vedas. So finally we get to the point of Lord Chaitanya saying, okay, all this is good, this is good, this is good, but it's not, none of it, it's not all complete. Now I will explain the complete system.
То есть вот такой постепенный был процесс, скажем так, восстановления ведического знания, когда каждый ачарья подчеркивал какую-то часть, ведического знания, и ачарья там, ну, подчеркивали другое, добавляли. И в конечном итоге, когда там пришло, когда пришло почитание, как раз выявили, что мы все ведического знания. Когда объединил все эти высказывания, философию,
Does that answer the question? Okay, then we'll end today. Tomorrow's Srila Prabhupada's nectar, and we'll Srila Prabhupada ki jai.